And starting to share my screen again. Okay, so as we all know, this is the simple relaxation techniques for stress relief. And my name is Lina, as all of you know. And I'm the owner of Lina's Holistic Coaching. And this is the company that actually started with the idea to help busy professionals to connect with themselves and de-stress, find the relaxation techniques, and just be a bit more balanced in life. And we're going to talk much more about that, so you will know why all this why all this happened and how it's all started. So I'm going to start to introduce myself. So my name is Lina Kohansky. I'm the owner of Lina's Holistic Coaching, and I worked for over 10 years in a very stressful, busy, and mentally demanding professional environment. I have been an accountant for different companies, and the results of that mentally demanding and stressful environment, it was the illnesses that they actually caused by stress. And I'm mentioning here just few of them. So I used to have like a very severe migraines. I've been diagnosed with IBS, anxiety, and chronic stress. And for those who doesn't know what IBS is, it's more like a stomach or belly related issues that they actually triggered by stress. A lot of people, they have them triggered while they are studying, like in a college or university, because of study stress. In my case, that was a stressful work environment that triggered it. And then it's very difficult to actually get them in order. So these are my experience of stressful environment and stress symptoms, and how I dealt with that. I actually worked very hard to find natural, non-harmful, nor time-consuming solutions for my own conditions, and can help you to do the same. And this is all what is about Lina's Holistic Coaching. I specialize in simple stress management and relaxation techniques for busy professionals, as I was. And I know a lot of us, we have our own businesses, or we are actually working for someone. It doesn't really matter. The stress, it can be equally the same in life and at work. I usually relate stress mainly to work, because this is, as you see, this is my experience, and this is how I can help the best people, because I can relate to their situation. So that was about me, and here is a little bit more about stress. So most likely all of you have experienced stress at some point in your life. I would say not most likely, I would probably 100% sure that you all experience stress. You might not recognize as some bad thing, because a lot of stress it can be good, and I'm going to talk about that later. But just to say what stress is, so stress is the feeling of being under too much emotional and mental pressure. When you are stressed, your body releases stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. And those, what I will call probably later in the presentation, they will be the bad hormones that they actually create a lot of tension and pressure in our body, and is the ones that we actually need to get under control in order to reduce stress. So stress is your body's reaction to help you deal with pressure for threats. And I'm sure a lot of you probably heard this saying that when we were in those times when we needed to hunt for food and we were surrounded with wild animals, that was very long ago, but the stress and fear was needed much more at that time. Now, and it kind of like a caused as a fight or flight effect, so you could react better to a stressful situation. So if that's a lion attacking you, you probably needed to run very fast, so make a fast decision and just save yourself. In our days, there is a very unlikely that the lion is going to attack you, obviously. So that stress, it just become from different causes, but still is affecting us somehow very, very deeply. I think this is all because it's still in our DNA, that reaction is still there, the hormones are there, and this is the reason why, kind of like, this is that stress fight or flight response. Your stress hormone levels usually returns to normal once the pressure of threat has passed. And that's most of the time is the case. And especially when we're talking about stress that is short term, or like, let's say for good situations, or like events, for example, like getting married, or having being promoted at work, so starting the new position. So those kind of like a stresses, they are temporary, they can be good. A small amount of stress can be useful as well. It can motivate you to take actions and get tasks completed. It can also make you feel alive and excited. But obviously, too much stress can cause negative effects such as change in your mood, your body, and cause relationship issues and more. I'm sure a lot of you know examples like how you talk to your family members when you actually stressed. If they ask you something in the middle of stressful situation, your answer most likely will be something angry and not very nice. Not saying a lot of you react the same, but a lot of people do actually. And this is just another symptom of stress that you can actually, you're just replying in different situation. So these are actually examples of physical signs of stress. And I know this can be very simple, but again, a lot of people still don't really know what stress is, or what they think stress is something normal reaction that we have to different events and just occasions. And sometimes is the case, but just wanted to point it out, actually physical signs of stress, so how you can notice when you actually under stress. And stress create, like it can be headaches, it can be sweating, stomach problems like it was in my case, muscle tension and pain. I'm sure a lot of you know this, like a muscle tension, like for example in your shoulders. That's the most common probably stress symptom, physical symptom. Fast heartbeat, of course, like if you are in the middle of the interview, that probably you can recognize the fast heartbeat. Shortness of breath, dry mouth, feeling tired or dizzy. And the last one, actually, I wrote there sexual problems, and that's usually applies more for men than women, but women definitely are not exceptions for that. So those were physical. Here are some mental signs of stress that I wanted to mention. And I think a lot of us, we do experience this part even more. Like this is definitely in my case, I think I was experiencing much more mental stress signs. For example, like worry about the future or past. So overthinking, imagining the worst, so negative thoughts. Being forgetful is another one that is really affecting even the companies, like if they have a lot of stressed people working in the company, so lack of concentration and being forgetful is one of the ones that is affecting them a lot. Not concentrating, as I said. Feeling irritable, that's the time when I give the example that you just when someone asks you something in the wrong time, when you are stressed, you're most likely going to get irritated and angry and just not going to answer very nicely. Racing thoughts, that's the one that everybody struggles with, especially when I ask about or mention meditation. Everybody says, oh, I'm just too stressed to meditate. That's actually the one that you have racing thoughts, clouded mind, and you think that you can meditate, but it's actually the meditation that it could reduce that stress symptom, because it is only a stress symptom. Going over and over things in your mind, so that's part of the overthinking again. Making mistakes because you don't have that much concentration, and feeling low in terms of your energy levels. So energy levels is actually affected by stress, and it can make you feel lethargic, or procrastination is another effect, actually, I think of it could be effect of stress. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. So there is a different techniques how you can reduce stress. So now when we know what the stress is, there is also good to know that uh, not all techniques actually reduces stress effectively. For example, a lot of people come back after work. If we are talking about stress at work, they come back after work and they switch on the television. They just flop on the couch and watch television, as this is something as it would be relaxing. Unfortunately, it can relax you if only if the stress was very temporary and you wouldn't go back to it again. But if the stress is more chronic and something that affects you throughout your day, it would be just another thing that it would pile up on your thoughts. So what the watching television does is just helps you to redirect your thoughts temporarily to whatever you are watching at that time. So if that's your favorite program, you probably will feel a little bit better during that. But straight after you switch off your television, your stress would come back. So it would still most likely affect your sleep if you go to sleep after, and it wouldn't just solve the situation. It would just probably just pile up and make it worse eventually. So rather than that, you need to activate your natural body relaxation response. And Lina's holistic coaching is all about that. So kind of like a triggering or connecting with yourself and triggering those natural body relaxation techniques, because I'm sure a lot of you would agree that we have natural built-in systems in our body and mind to heal ourselves, to solve the problems for ourselves. And as soon as we trigger them, as soon as we start them, they actually even working when we're not attending them anymore. So for example, like if you trigger natural relaxation systems or like a relaxation techniques, your body starts to work on that much longer than you actually intending to. So this is what exactly we want to do. We want to trigger those natural relaxation techniques that your body starts to develop later. So a state of deep rest that slows your breathing, your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and brings your body and mind back into balance. This is exactly what we want to do when we want to reduce stress. And I'm going to talk about few of them. So there are much more relaxation techniques that you can use, but I picked these ones because I thought they are the ones that you can do even in the office, if you are working in the office, like during your work time, or you can do this when you come back from home. There are different ones that they can be used for 5 minutes and longer. And these are the ones that I'm going to introduce today. So deep breathing, meditation, rhythmic exercise, yoga, and mindful relaxation. And let's start from deep breathing. So I brought today the abdominal breathing exercise because, as you know, there is so many different breathing exercise for different occasions and conditions and different types of relaxation. It can be fast breathing that it would give you energy, and it can be slow breathing that it would help you more to relax. And this is what we want to do today. We are talking about stress relief, so we want to slow down our breathing. Abdominal breathing starting from 5 to 20 minutes each day will reduce anxiety and stress. So it can be used something as a regular technique, or the technique that it can just be used when you need it. So for example, if you are in the stressful situation, you can just sit down. I used to I don't know if you work in the office or you working from home, you probably can just go to a different room or like the place that is more quiet, like let's say that doesn't have that stressful factor. In my case, I was working in the office that time, so I used to either find the empty meeting room where I can sit down for a few minutes and do my meditation or breathing, or just go to the nearby park or some place where I can just sit down under the tree and do the breathing exercise. So this is just a simple examples how you can use those. And it needs only 5 minutes to do those breathing exercise. And on the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly how to do them. So deep breathing increases the supply of oxygen to your brain and stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes a state of calmness. That goes without saying. Breathing exercise also increase lungs capacity, and breathing through your nose can help breathe easier. And this is something that I would like to highlight through all the exercise that we will be doing. I always advise to breathe through your mouth. So breathe in through your mouth. If you want to, breathe in through your nose, not mouth, nose. And if you want to breathe out through your mouth, you can do that. But I would just suggest to breathe in and out through your nose. It's much healthier way. it's much more effective as well. So all this adds additional benefits for those with asthma and seasonal allergies as well. And I don't know how many of you have these problems here. If you don't, that doesn't apply. But for those people who do, breathing exercise can be a life-saving. For example, myself, I have asthma since I have been diagnosed when I was 3 years old, but I'm sure I had it much earlier. And breathing exercise, it was something that I used since I was a child, and it's just amazing. It does amazing. It gives amazing results to your health from all levels. So it expands your lungs capacity. It helps you to breathe better, actually, especially if you're breathing through your nose. It affects a lot of things, even your face shape, actually, if you're breathing through your nose. So this is one of the, I think, the latest research. I don't know if you read the book Breath. That was very good book about that, actually. But breathing exercise in general is very healthy, and I would recommend to do this as a daily practice. And here's the abdominal breathing that I thought it would be very fun and interesting for all of us to do together. So I would like you to sit down comfortably. Obviously, you most likely do already. So sit down comfortably with your back straight. In any case, like if you meditate or you do any exercise that is involves like a sitting, I always recommend to support your lower back, which helps your back to be straight and your neck to stay straight and your shoulders go down. That's the posture we need to keep, we want to keep through the meditation and any breathing exercise, just because it doesn't hurt our back, it doesn't hurt our neck. In case, like during the meditation, usually if you tilt one side or the other, that can be a little uncomfortable. During the breathing exercise, you just want to open your chest and open all the airways to actually for the better breathing. So just sit down comfortably. We're just gonna have very short abdominal breathing technique that I'm gonna just walk you through, so you can use it on those days when you actually need that to use that exercise. So put your palm on your abdominal area. It doesn't matter which one, you can put both of them. All I want you to do just to feel your abdominal area and start to breathe in. So breathe in the air expanding your belly and abdominal. So just take a deep breath in and just breathe out. Breathe out and feel your abdominal contracting when you breathe out. Take another breath in. Breathe out. And just notice your abdominal expanding and contracting. Just do a few more breaths like that, and you can count to 5 each time you inhale and exhale. And I'm just going to show the example so you can follow mine or you can just do yours. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just again, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just take 2 more breaths like that on your own count in your mind. Just breathing in deeply, breathing out. And again, just breathe in and breathe out. And you just can carry on breathing in and out like that, just noticing your abdominal expanding and contracting while I'm carry on talking. So very important to actually to do this count just to balance your breathing, because it's important to have equal oxygen and CO2 levels actually in your body. And this is why it's because we tend to actually inhale more when we exhale. So this count just helps us to balance that breathing. So breathing in, and breathing out. And some of you might get a bit lightheaded during this exercise if breathing is not something that you do often. That's completely normal. You don't need to be scared about that. Nothing is going to happen from this kind of breathing. So you don't need to worry and can just let that sensation sink in. It's just the additional oxygen that is just balancing in your body. So you can just carry on this abdominal breathing anytime you feel more stressed. And I would suggest this exercise, especially when you come back, for example, after work or like after some stressful day, just coming back home and having 5 to 15 minutes, this kind of breathing exercise, it would relax you very quickly. Just all that extra oxygen in your body, it would help you to relax and let go of that stress. Oh, sorry. So the next relaxation technique is meditation. And I wouldn't lie saying that this is something that it saved my life when I was very stressed and anxious at work. I actually did the meditation and yoga at that time, but meditation is definitely something that it helped me relax. And in particular, I'm going to talk today about mindfulness meditation because there's a lot of different types of meditation that you can use for different techniques, for different reasons, for different issues. Mindfulness meditation, I think, is the easiest one and the most simple one. You don't need to think about anything. You don't need to use guided meditation to go through that. All you need to do is just to concentrate on the present moment. And mindfulness meditation, you can learn to detach from negative, anxious thoughts with mindfulness meditation every morning or every evening. So I would recommend this again as a regular practice that you can do it daily, or a practice that just to use it when you want to relieve stress. So this can be achieved by practicing awareness, identifying tension in your body, understanding yourself and your thinking pattern, and learning how to deal with difficult thoughts and emotions. So mindfulness meditation is usually used for that. I always would recommend it. I think it's amazing way to connect with yourself, with your mind, with your body, and just understand better even how to trigger those natural relaxation techniques that we're actually aiming for. And here again, let's just do a quick practice. So this time I'm going to ask you again to just sit down comfortably and close your eyes this time. That time when we're breathing, you don't have to. If you want, you can, but you don't really have to. With meditation, I would say close your eyes because that involves a bit more deeper concentration onto what you are doing, and it would help you to relax a bit more. So I would just suggest you to sit down, close your eyes, and just take a deep breath in and breathe out. And just carry out for a few more breaths. Make it deeper by just holding your breath, even for a count of 2. So you can all again implement that breathing, just breathing on the count of 5, holding your breath, and breathing out again on the count of 5. And just concentrate fully on your breathing. Start to let go all your thoughts. Let go of the tension. Let go of all the worries. Let go of anything that happened throughout the day. There is nowhere to be right now, nothing to do. Just concentrate on your breathing. Be curious about your breathing. Notice the air coming in through your nostrils. Noticing it hitting your throat. Notice how each breath expands your lungs and your chest. Notice how your chest contracts when you breathe out. Just realize and notice all sensations, all that you feel right now. Notice how each of your body part feels. If it's relaxing more, if you feel any tingling, if you feel that extra oxygen that is just floating in your body after those breathing exercise. Just be completely present. Notice your sit bones on the chair. Notice your skin touching the surface on on the one that you are sitting on. Just be completely mindful of your body and your breathing. Breathing in deeply and slowly. And with each breath out, just relax more and more. Notice your shoulders going down. Notice your jaw unclenching and relaxing. Just taking another deep breath in, breathing out. And you can continue this as long as you want, when you need it. This is a very basic, very simple mindfulness meditation where you just concentrate on one thing at a time, which is in this case is the breathing. When you are moving onto your body, just noticing your body, being present, noticing your breathing. And this technique helps really well with stress relief because it takes your mind off anything that you've been worrying about and just helps to concentrate on slowing down and just letting those natural body reactions kick in and help you to relax and recover from that stressful situation. So if you can all come back to me now, I'm going to carry on with the presentation and we're going to do another very nice meditation after this. So I hope you enjoy this little trials. The next relaxation technique that I'm going to be talking about is the rhythmic exercise, and this one especially brought for those people that they have more energy, that they actually like, they don't really enjoy those slow meditations or like a slow yoga or slow practices that is actually, they find it a bit irritating. So you can actually choose different ways of relaxing. And rhythmic exercise is usually running, walking, swimming. It can be aerobics, it can be different exercise. But what they have all in common, they have a repetitive action in common. So you don't have to think too much about what you're actually doing. You're just helping your body to move, to create energy and relax. So rhythmic exercise such as running, walking, and swimming can reduce stress by making your brain less reactive. It helps to rewire and reset your mind. And it's actually, this is how it helps you to stress, to de-stress. And as I was saying before, usually the natural kind of like a response of the body kicks in when you slow everything down. In this case, it's a little bit opposite. It's actually you working through beating that energy, exchanging the bad hormones of stress to the good hormones of the ones that they give you more energy, and helps you to actually to move from that overthinking chaos towards more energy and natural healthy function of your body. So running rhythmic exercise has therapeutic effects and helps to relax. I actually personally recommend more mindful exercise than walks in nature, because nature adds additional benefit of that. So it's a fresh air, and we usually more happier when we are in nature. And that was actually scientifically proven, I think, by Mind Charity, that people in nature, they are naturally more happy. So that's another way to reduce stress. So running or walking in nature is really amazing exercise. Mindful exercise requires more engagement in the present instead of current worries and concerns. So this is how you actually you're reducing your stress and overthinking, and you are more engaged into the exercise and nature if you are in nature. Another relaxation technique that I would like to recommend, because I think it's really amazing and actually has two things incorporated in it. It's yoga, and I usually call yoga for a supreme relaxation, because it involves breathing, so control of your breath, and the exercise. So it gives you those good hormones as well as helps you to slow down. So yoga has long been known to be great antidote to stress, and I definitely agree with that. Yoga combines many popular stress reducing techniques, including exercise and learning to control your breath, clear the mind and relax the body. A lot of us at the beginning, we usually struggle if we start to meditate or start to do yoga. We usually struggle with that part of controlling your breath. And I think I always advise that practice is the best way of learning things, because we not born with those skills. We have to actually learn them. And this is just another skill to learn. So just paying a bit more attention, just giving a bit more time, practice, and dedication is actually something that it can get us there. And we can make yoga again as a daily relaxation technique, or at least if that's not daily, I would suggest at least 3 times a week. As yoga becomes increasingly popular, more and more people are discovering the benefits this ancient practice brings to their stressful life. And I said this just because I wanted to highlight that yoga is actually an ancient practice. It's something that it has been used for many years and always been very, very beneficial for various things, for health, for exercise, and mind health, in that case, mind and body health. There's a few suggestions that I put there. So it's hatha yoga, yin yoga, hot yoga, and different pranayama types. And I'm suggesting this because we are talking today about stress relief. There are definitely much more yoga techniques that I think they are amazing for various things, for health and wellness. These ones are the easiest, and yogas that they actually help you to relax much more. Pranayama, if you don't know what it is a breathing technique actually. So all those are great practices for stress relief. And the one that I would like to highlight the most is actually yin yoga. And yin yoga is slow paced style of yoga, incorporating principles of traditional Chinese medicine with asanas, which are postures that are held for longer period of time. And this is how yin yoga is different from the usual one, or like, let's say, hatha yoga or vinyasa. So the poses are held a bit longer. For a beginners, asanas, which is a postures, may be held for 45 seconds to 2 minutes More advanced practitioners may stay in one asana for 5 minutes or more. I know some yogis that they practice yin yoga postures or asanas for up to 10 and 15 minutes, which I personally think is a bit excessive, but everybody are different, and I'm sure it's very beneficial. So yin yoga poses apply moderate stress to connective tissues of the body. And I think this is why it's really amazing. So it works as a very good stretch with the aim of increasing circulation and joint in the joints and improving flexibility. I can definitely agree with that because I do a lot of yin yoga myself, and the flexibility is really it's really increasing very fast, much faster comparing to other yoga yoga practices. Yin yoga is also a more meditative approach to yoga. Its goals are awareness of inner silence and bringing to light a universe and interconnecting qualities. And I think this is amazing. I'm adding actually this sentence to the end saying that Yin yoga tests your patience, because it's, even though it doesn't look very difficult, but when you do Yin yoga, you realize that staying in one position silently and just concentrating on your breathing, it can be very challenging if this is something that you don't do on the regular basis. So some people that they are very stressed and they used to very fast, very energetic rhythm, they found yin yoga very challenging for that reason. So it actually forces you to slow down if you want it or not. And I would always suggest to use it before sleep, because it helps you to slow down after the whole day and you can relax easily. So like some people, they just do yin yoga instead of meditation before sleep, so to relax and fall asleep better. And the last, actually, what I wanted to mention in terms of relaxation techniques, you just want to make sure that all of you actually takes relaxation as serious as other tasks in your life, like if that's work or looking after his family or cleaning your home or just anything that you do. You always have to have in mind that relaxation is just another part of that, and you do need to spend some time for it. So take your time to relax every day. Plan the relaxation daily. It doesn't have to be a long relaxation each day. It can be 5 minutes meditation, 15 minutes yoga, and or a long bath if you have actually more time. So same as you plan your work, plan your relaxation time too, which is, I cannot highlight more, I cannot stress enough how important is that, because I think a lot of us, we just overlook the part that we do need to relax. We think that sleeping during the night is the only relaxation that we need, but in these stressful times we need much more than that. So your mind and your body need rest to function properly, and you should consider that. I would always highlight that, and I would like you to find those relaxation techniques to actually add to your life. Plan your personal relaxation routine. Think about what makes you feel relaxed. It doesn't have to be those techniques that I mentioned today, but remember that the best is natural relaxation, which triggered when you slow down your breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. But your mind relaxation can be as simple as hot bath, spending calm quality time with your loved ones, your hobbies, aromatherapy, sleep, and many more. I'm actually brought one, as this is a holistic coaching, and I'm looking to stress relief and relaxation from the holistic point of view. I thought I'm going to introduce you to some aromatherapy options. So for example, in my case, I love the most the hot bath with Epsom salts and some essential oils. And aromatherapy provides many amazing advantages to mind and body. It has a calming effects on your body, reduces anxiety and stress, and this is what we are talking about today. So the ones that I would recommend the most, I use it myself and I think they are the most effective. It's lavender, chamomile, peppermint, rosemary, and bergamot essential oils. So actually there are a few of them that you can mix together, but I would just suggest to use them separately. There are special mix actually, or special blend of aromatherapy that you can use for relaxation or stress relief or anxiety relief. But it's it's usually enough just to add one essential oil to your bath, so just a few drops to feel better. There are other options how to use aromatherapy. It could be diffusers, it could be roll-ons that you can carry with you throughout the day. They really help to relax and actually trigger those natural relaxation techniques quickly. So here actually, so those were all relaxation techniques that I wanted to introduce to you today. So Lina's Holistic Coaching has few products or few programs in mind actually for stress relief and balance in life. And I thought I'm going to introduce a couple of them for you, so you know what is available as well. And one of them is if you want to learn to meditate. I know a lot of you actually meditating already, the ones that did actually, for those who joined today. But for those who actually still struggling to learn to meditate, there is a special program, 7 weeks program for that, where we have a one-to-one online coaching, and we're meeting once a week for an hour, and where I'm actually teaching you how to meditate. So how to implement meditation into your daily life, how to choose the best meditation for you, how to learn correct postures and techniques, how to find time and motivate yourself to actually introduce meditation into your life and use it as that relaxation technique. Or doesn't even have to be like some kind of like a stress relief. It can just be regular relaxation techniques if you choose to do that. Another program is a 4 weeks wellness transformation program, which is again one-to-one coaching online. It helps you to reduce stress and anxiety, increase your energy and focus, improves your sleep, find the way to relax easily. You can find with it, you can find your way to relax easily, create balanced daily routines for wellness. And we're usually working very deeply onto like through your actual routine and changing it to something a bit more balanced, a bit more towards wellness or what you want to achieve. Like, for example, if you have problems sleeping or you have problems relaxing in general, and finding those relaxation techniques and how to implement them in your life. So this is a great program to do that. And just moving forward, now is the time to questions. So if you want to just ask some questions, I would love to hear your relaxation techniques. So just unmute yourself and just let's share. Let me know what you think about the presentation. Did you have any questions? If you want to just tell about your relaxation techniques, if you use any, or you want some advice about the ones that you want to use in the future. So go ahead and unmute yourself if you want to ask any questions.
Thank you, Lina. I found that really, really helpful. Brilliant presentation. Thank you. So as you know, I'm meditating quite a lot because Lina actually helped me with that, which was amazing. So just, would you recommend, what apps would you recommend to use? Would you recommend any particular apps, or because there seems to be so many and I'm wondering which ones do you use, or do you recommend people starting out?
To be very honest, so I don't use any apps myself.
Yeah.
I know few of my clients that they use Calm app.
Yeah.
Or there is the other one that I probably won't remember now, but I'm usually suggesting people to use their own meditations. So it's kind of like I don't suggest guided meditation as much. You can use guided meditation probably for the beginning when you are learning, but I always say that your own silent meditation is much more affecting and much more beneficial. So there are like, if you want to use guided meditations, obviously YouTube is a great actually a source of that. Apps is another one. Yeah, as you say, I'm sure a lot of people, they use apps. I don't use apps myself. I use apps for yoga or like a different things, but actually not for meditation, because there is much more benefits that you can get from your own meditation. So all that silence, on all that control of your mind and connectiveness to yourself, it only comes from that silent meditation. You can probably use guided meditations when they are directed towards some issue. Like, for example, now when there's a allergy season, I provide usually guided meditation for allergy symptoms relief for people. And that one, I agree, like it needs to be guided. I haven't found anything like this on the app. So it's actually, I personally don't use apps. Uh, it is an option, I think, for some people, because I still think it's better than nothing, that's for sure. But I always recommend the silent meditation, or it doesn't have to be silent, it can be music. But I would always recommend that your own meditation, because this is where you are in control. This is where you are achieving actually what you want from the meditation. Thank you
Great.
for your question, Sabrina. By the way, tell me which meditation you use the most at the moment.
So I do use Insight Timer, but I think I'm thinking about graduating on to, like you say, just doing it myself now, because I use a lot of guided
Yeah.
meditation. I think I might start to actually really do my own thing now. If you say it's more beneficial than actually listening to somebody guide you through it.
Exactly. Exactly, because there's, especially for example, mindfulness meditation is not something that you're going to find as guided, because the only thing what will do, it will just suggest you how you should be feeling at that time. I think mindfulness meditation is about how you actually feeling, how you actually the presence that you have at that moment, and your surroundings, and your breathing and all that. Like, even for example today, when I was kind of like guiding you through breathing count, again, it's very difficult for me to suggest you your own rhythm. Like, if you would do it on your own, you would most likely would count the same 5, like when you breathe in and breathe out, but it would be different length, different speed. And I always recommend this for people. While you are learning, it's good to actually have the guided part. But as everything else, like for example, I always say, like when you ride the bicycle, when you learn to ride the bicycle, it's again like someone guides you at the beginning, but then they let you go. So you have to do it on your own. So I think it's the same with meditation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
that's
think,
good to know. Thank you.
yeah, I think like not having anything against apps, but I think is that option when we want everything faster and done for us. And I think apps or like a guided meditation, this is what it is. It's like the actual meditation with the real benefits, and the ones that you really want to kind of like use it for your health and wellness is the one that you actually do it yourself. Unfortunately, that's a bit more difficult to learn, but when you learn it, it's really worth it.
Okay.
What about the rest of you?
Thank you, Lena. That was really lovely, actually. I felt so relaxed, and I think it was the first time in a long time that I felt that I've actually been doing the breathing properly. So thank you so much for that. I know somebody who does these YouTube videos. She does yoga nidra, and she was saying that when you do these exercises, it's an equivalent, like a half an hour is equivalent to 2-3 hours of sleep, or you know, if you do it for like a whole 2 hours, it's like a whole night's sleep. So I don't know whether she was suggesting doing this instead of sleep, but have you heard about that?
I have heard about this, but it's actually, I think it works very similar with all these techniques that you trigger that natural response of your body. So all this deep breathing and like a actual meditation, when you get to that state, when you fully relax, it actually gives you that addition to that sleep. Like, let's say, I wouldn't say to exchange the sleep to this, definitely not, because I really think that sleep has its own benefits. It's like a relaxation technique on itself. So definitely, I think still have those 6 or 8 hours sleep at night, like definitely needed. But all this, especially deep breathing and all these kind of like techniques, as you mentioned as well, they does add that natural relaxation. And this is what I mean when I say that is a natural relaxation, because it's actually when your body truly relaxes, it gives you completely different response to that. It gives that automatic one that is actually, it triggers that automatic response that it just carries on itself after you started. So like, for example, that's why that watching TV and just thinking that you are relaxing in front of the TV, it doesn't really work the same way, because it doesn't really relax you. It just kind of like relaxes, or like a redirects your mind to something different for a moment. These deep relaxation techniques, they are much more effective and can be used for much shorter time and just be equivalent of like, yeah, that stronger, like a deeper relaxation for a longer time. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. I Yeah, yes, go on, Shavari, sorry.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, I know what you mean about, I mean, I rarely watch TV these days, and if I do, it would be, I know you're not supposed to, but it would be during the evening meal, that, or during lunch. That would be when I would watch TV, but otherwise I don't watch any TV. I don't particularly find watching TV relaxing. And also the other thing as well, regarding, you know, Zoom meetings, I do a lot of Zoom meetings, and I just find that yeah, I mean, I suppose there is such a thing called Zoom fatigue, and you know, even if I'm on like a Zoom call or a Zoom meeting for an hour, I just feel really drained after that. And you know, particularly when I've had more than one Zoom meeting in a day, you know, maybe 3 or 4 in one day, and that leaves me just so tired. And I don't know if anyone else has that feeling of you know, after having one or two or several Zoom meetings in one day.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's like, actually, I can advise you. Like, for example, I have the same, like, recently I started to attend a lot of networking events, and also like, yeah, the same like a Zoom meetings where you talk a lot, you kind of like, you introduce yourself, so kind of like you're constantly thinking. And I have to say, it's not stressful or anything, but again, it's just that energy that you actually using up, let's say. I usually feel very tired after that. So what I do after, I think it works for me the most, it's either going for a run or like a walk in nature, or just having that breathing exercise, because those exercises, they actually helps you to recover that energy, so start that energy again. And at the same time, it's kind of like, it helps you kind of like forget about all that drained energy that you have through the meeting. So I think these techniques are really helpful for that. Yeah,
Thank you, Lina.
you're welcome. I seen Catherine had her hand up, so yeah, go on, Catherine.
Yeah, no, I'm with you actually, Shibari. I feel the same in terms of the Zoom meetings, and I think it is much more that you have to work on in terms of, you know, people's body language and facial expressions. And if there's more than one of you in the room, it's that thing of over talking people as well, isn't it? And it's just, it can be really, really tiring. But so my go-to, I guess, in terms of like real stress, is running. When I go for a run, that clears my head completely. And so I liked the fact that that was in there. I have tried yoga before. In fact, one of my next door neighbours is a yoga teacher, but she keeps trying to drag me in, but I don't want to. I kind of went across to a couple of them, and they did the heart center and setting your intention. And I just remember my brain is like a million miles an hour. I just remember sitting there thinking, oh, this is ridiculous. What intention, you know? So I know you've recommended a certain yoga, but you did just say something about you use an app for yoga. Could you recommend something online then that we can look at?
Definitely. I think I found the app. I'm gonna just, so Daily Yoga is the app that I'm using for yoga. I found it very good because it has different yoga kind of like options. Otherwise, yin yoga, for example, I use YouTube, and there is the rituals actually. So if you just type in YouTube actually the ritual yoga. They have very good yoga teacher. I think Laura is her name. Really, really amazing yoga. Like if you're looking for yin yoga. But Catherine, I kind of like, I understand what you say when like you cannot concentrate. Like I know for a lot of people, like going straight to like a slow exercise is not really an option because it's not something you used to. Like yeah, I know a lot of people that they do running because it's much better exercise to relax, and I think is amazing actually running as well. Like I do agree with that myself. But I also noticed something, that even those people that they have a lot of energy and they actually struggling to relax with slow exercise, if you carry on trying, you would be surprised how you actually can do that too. So you don't have to move to that completely, but you can just have that as an option. Because I found myself the same when I started to meditate. Like it sounds like it's amazing for me like to meditate right now and it's so easy and all this, but when I started to meditate, I started with actually Buddhist center where I used to meditate when I started. And I don't know if you know, like a Buddhist meditations, they usually last from like a 1 hour, 90 minutes. And sometimes like sometimes they are like a 15 minutes intervals, but sometimes it could be just the whole silent meditation. So I felt exactly the same as you described now when you were at yoga. I thought I'm going to die. I was like, let me out. I cannot stay in this silence. Like my mind was just racing. I could just think about everything else, but not having my mind clear. I remember like I was thinking about all the things that I'm going to do after that and what I'm going to cook and all these kind of things. So I remember it was really challenging at the very beginning, but I was really surprised, like I think the week or two later, when I could very easily just sit down and meditate together with them. So it's that practice. So I think you can still implement that if you want, if you just want to try a bit more. You don't have to. Like again, like I think we all different and we have to have different techniques. So for example, running or like exercise, like a rhythmic exercise is very good option as well.
Yeah, thank you. I do meditation actually, and I agree. I think, at the beginning you kind of like, you're like, oh God, I didn't put the washing machine on, and all those kind of things go through your mind. But it does come to you. I think my thing is that because it was my neighbour's class, I didn't want her to think that I was just, like the idiot in the corner who was just looking really nonchalant, couldn't be bothered. But I'd like to try it. So I think the online thing's great. So thank you for that. And thanks for the presentation. It's really good.
You're welcome. I'm happy you enjoyed it. Oh, Anya, I can see your hand up as well. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that first of all, thank you for a lovely presentation, and I just wanted to say to Catherine, as a yoga teacher, actually, I wanted to give some suggestions because there are so many different kinds of yoga, and myself, I'm a very energetic person, and I recently became a yoga teacher, and I have not been practicing yoga that much, but when I first started, I would avoid it because I always thought it is very slow and boring, because I used to exercise every single day doing 5 million different things, and then I discovered different kind of yoga. And I think that maybe for Catherine, the kind of yoga that she would enjoy would be vinyasa, which is breath to movement. So this is quite energetic and very flowy, and I think that the longer you do yoga, the more open you become to more slow types of yoga. Like, for example, maybe yin wouldn't be the type for the runner, but in time, yes, that could be an option. But I think first start, maybe if you're a very energetic person and you find it difficult to stay still, then just go for something that is more dynamic, like vinyasa yoga. So that is a great option. And in time you will see that the more you practice, the more different, the more open you become to more slow variations of yoga, like yin. Because I ended up doing a yin class by accident because I didn't read a schedule properly. I thought I was going to a dynamic class. I ended up doing yin, which I would have never ever gone for because I am a very high energy person. So just start with something that is close to your favorite sports activity. So if you're a runner, then go for vinyasa yoga. I think that may be as a good fit for a runner, something more dynamic and faster.
Amazing.
I
Thank
totally
you.
agree. Oh, sorry, Catherine. Yeah, I totally agree with Annie. Annie is one of the yoga teachers that I can recommend, and she actually recently just graduated for Yin Yoga, which is actually I love the most. But definitely, I can agree with her. There's another yoga that I could recommend because it's a really challenging one. Is the hot yoga. I don't know if you tried that one. Like for me, I was hooked on hot yoga. I think at some point. So it's the yoga that you do in the heat, and it's very challenging, like physically, and it helps you to kind of like it forces you to relax at the same time because you cannot do the same speed because of the heat, but at the same time it gives you those very good benefits actually, and it kind of like it challenges you at the same time. So if this is something again that you kind of like you want to try it out, this is another option. But yeah, sorry, so I interrupted you, Catherine.
No, I was just going to say thank you very much to Anya for that. I've not heard of that before, so I'm going to look it up and give the vinyasa a try.
Yeah, definitely. So vinyasa is one of the common ones, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Does anybody wants to ask anything else, or otherwise we just move forward, because I noticed we went over the time, and I'm sure it's my fault, but we can still have that short meditation after.
Just a very quick question, Lina, about hot yoga. Does hot yoga help you lose weight as well?
I have to say it most likely does. So I'm not yoga teacher, so I cannot like really talk a lot about that. But I know from my own experience, because I used to go to hot yoga, so you sweat like crazy. So I think you have to lose weight at some point, because I used to do Bikram. So we used to call Bikram yoga. I think now it calls differently because of the scandal about the founder of that yoga. And I think you can even find the movie on Netflix about Bikram yoga. So it's very amazing. But Bikram yoga really liked it as the actual yoga to go to, because it's 90 minutes of yoga in 40 degrees. So it's really hot, really challenging. Like a lot of people used to faint actually. So imagine to that level. But it's really like, if you want to challenge yourself, it's really a really good one actually to try. Some of hot yogas, they are much lighter in a way, so they are not that hot, they're not that challenging, but it's still quite an interesting one to try.
Did you say 40 degrees?
40, yeah.
Goodness.
It's really hot. It's really hot. I remember like I used to melt. Like I thought I was melting.
Wow.
But it's really nice. It's very challenging if you want to challenge yourself, like, because I think everybody what everybody thinks like yoga is something that is easy exercise, stretching and all that, but there are so many different yoga techniques. Like for example, Kundalini is another one that I can talk about. That's the one that is chanting and deep breathing, like a fast breathing, that like again like some people, they find it very challenging. So there are very different techniques of yoga actually that you can like just try it out, and you most likely will find the one that you enjoy.
I've done Kundalini yoga before. I used to when I used to go to the gym long time ago, and the instructor, I remember, used to get everyone to stretch their arms out and stay there for 10 minutes and then 11 minutes. Oh gosh, that was so painful.
Yep. So it really depends. Yeah, it really depends on actually the teacher. Like for example, the one that I used to go, he was like really like a very kind of like older Kundalini master. So it was all about breathing and chanting actually. And it was like all this, I don't know if you ever heard of like a fire breath and all that. So they're kind of like very intense breathing that you really like. I remember my head used to spin like crazy. Like I could always lose like the orientation where I am. But at that time I was not practicing like a breathing and all this. So it's very interesting, again, kind of like there's a lot of different types of yoga. Yeah.
Well, one yoga, just very quickly, one type of yoga which I was thinking of doing ages ago is, you know, what you talked about, the earlier one, Vipassana. Sorry, is it called Vipassana?
Vinyasa.
This is the silent yoga where you go on a retreat and you have to be silent the whole time. I think it's called Vipassana yoga.
Oh yes, yes, that's different. Sorry, yeah.
Yes. But I just thought, well, I've heard that people end up going crazy because, you know, you're in your room, or you know, you're having a meal, and you can't say anything at all, and you know, you're just completely silent for however many days, you know, 2 weeks or whatever, 10 days, 2 weeks, and I just think that it would probably drive me crazy. I think some people who've done it, who thought that they could do it, weren't able to.
Exactly. I'm kind of like, I'm the person that I'm always up for a challenge. So I think any challenging can be like very, very interesting. And especially this kind of like a patient challenges, I think in our very busy environment, I think they can be very interesting. I definitely remember looking at one retreat, the silent retreat that you are talking about. I don't know if there was actually yoga involved in that, but there was just a silent retreat. So like, for example, you go there, you live in silence, like for a week or two, like completely not talking with anyone or anything. And I thought it would be very interesting. I might do it one day so I can tell you my experience. So yeah, thank you so much for your questions. I don't see any more hands, so shall we just move forward? I don't want to go really lot over time. I'm just thinking that. So okay, thank you so much for actually having or being on this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it useful. Obviously, a lot of you know where to find me, but just if you don't, so I'm Lina Kochanske, of course, on LinkedIn. You can find me through Lina's Holistic Coaching, and if you are interested in those products that I mentioned before, those two programs, the 7 weeks meditation program and the 4 weeks coaching program, you can actually purchase them directly through my website. So they would be on the services on my website. And thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for asking questions. Thank you so much for interacting. It was amazing to have you here. And so I'm going to stop sharing for now, as soon as I can work this out, sorry. And if you still don't mind, I would love to actually do meditation. So if the ones who wants to stay for the deep relaxation meditation, I would love to do that. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Perfect. Let's do that. I'm just gonna very quickly pop in my headphones in the meantime, as you can hear me a little bit better in that case. And if you wanna just get ready, just sit comfortably. If you want to lie down, you can actually lie down, or just get your blanket on, or just be very, very comfortable, because that's going to be very deep relaxation meditation. I think Catherine probably knows a bit more about hypnotherapy. It's going to be very similar to the hypnotherapy one. So it would just be a bit deeper than the usual meditation, but I thought you might find it useful for today. And I'm just going to share very quickly the audio with you. So yeah, if you want to switch on your cameras or just relax, so you are just fully relaxing and just getting into this lovely relaxation. So we can start to relax and start to close your eyes and just breathe deeply and slowly. And I hope you can hear the music. So just start to breathe slowly and deeply. As we said before, just concentrate on your breathing for now. Just let go of any thoughts. Let go of any worries. Let go of everything that happened to you during the day. Just concentrate fully on your breathing. Take a few slow, deep breaths, and notice as you exhale, you can feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. Notice your body surrendering more and more to the gravity, just relaxing deeper and deeper. Noticing your bones sinking in, your shoulders relaxing, your jaw relaxing, your face muscles, relaxing your palms, your fingers, relaxing your feet, your legs, your arms, releasing any tension in your belly, in your stomach. Breathing deeply and slowly. And you can continue relaxing as I speak to you. And each time you exhale, you can feel yourself relaxing more and more. And I just want to assure you that no matter how deeply you relax, you will remain in complete control. And you will stay in control even if very deeply involved in this relaxation. And as I speak, you can feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. More and more relaxed with each exhale. And if you become uncomfortable, you can just adjust your body, and that will not disturb this relaxation experience. So breathing deeply and slowly. Just noticing everything about your breath. Noticing your muscles letting loose with each exhale. And now when you're fully relaxed, I just would like you to imagine some place, somewhere where you can feel peaceful and relaxing. I usually like to imagine lying on the quiet beach on the warm sunny day with a beautiful blue sky and just a few small clouds floating by. I can imagine feeling a soft, gentle breeze, smelling a salty sea air, but you can imagine being anywhere you like. It might be someplace you have been before, or someplace you would like to be, or maybe just even a place in your imagination. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is your comfort, your peace. Wherever it is so peaceful and calm. Some place where you can just be you. Where you can feel completely at ease and content. And you can imagine yourself being there, seeing in your mind's eye all the things you would feel, hearing all the sounds you would hear, smelling the smells. while you are in your perfect place, I'm going to count from 1 to 10. And with each count, you will drift more and more deeply into relaxation. 1, drifting deeper. 2, more and more centered and balanced. 3, 4, deeper and deeper. 5, halfway there. 6, 7, even deeper than before. 8, 9, 10. Very deeply relaxed, feeling completely at one with yourself. Breathing deeply and slowly. And I would like you to focus on your special place. Just be there now. And know that you are at peace, calm and relaxed. There is no tension, no anxiety. Concentrate on this feeling and know that you can take it with you throughout the day. No stress, just peace, contentment, satisfaction, well-being, and calm. Nothing can disturb your special place if you don't want it to. You will be comfortable and relaxed, hardly noticing any distractions or discomforts. It's almost like your special place protects you from any discomforts. Just calm, relaxing sensations, peace and comfort, healthy and at ease. Take a few more moments here just to enjoy this special place. Enjoy this relaxing experience. Breathing deeply and slowly. And now, very slowly, prepare to return to the present. And I will count backwards from 5 to 1. And as I count, you will continue to be perfectly relaxed, but will become more and more aware until when I say 1, your eyes will open and you will be fully awake, aware, calm and relaxed. 5, 4, more and more awake. 3, 2, feeling wonderful and relaxed. And 1, fully awake and eyes opened. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. You can take a deep breath in. Open your eyes and notice your surroundings. Notice the objects in your room. Notice your relation to those objects. And just come back to the present moment and present place. Welcome back. You can see Catherine already switch on. I'm gonna switch on my lights just very quickly so you can see me. How was it? Do you enjoy your meditation?
Yes, thank you.
It was lovely.
Yeah, do you manage to relax?
Very much so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm really hope that you actually enjoyed. I'm gonna